Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're featuring an absolutely bonkers Ballon Ross watch. This is the BR01 Cyber School Bronze, and to be fair, it's limited to only 500 pieces worldwide, and it is an absolute beast. It's a real statement piece watch. It's one of those, you look at it first and think, oh, I don't know about that. But when you look closer, you can't help but love the dial. The dial is lovely, and the complete skeletonization of it, the way you can see through just so clearly, can't help but mesmerize you. Now, I am wearing gloves for this review. I don't normally, because I hate wearing them for reviews, but this is a bronze watch, so you don't really want to be touching it with your fingers. To be fair, it's going to patina like crazy as bronze watches do, so that's why I'm wearing gloves. But even just exposing it to the air, it will actually patina incredibly fast. So anyway, before I get too far into this review, I've got to say a massive thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. As you can see, they've got so much stock, so many interesting watches, it's really worth popping into the shop. If you're further afield, I'll leave a link in the description below. So anyway, just look at it. It's a beast. Sizes of this watch are 45mm across. This point to this point, a bit hard with gloves to show that, it's 46mm. The lug to lug works out around about 52mm. The thickness of the watch I'm reading at 14.6, even though Ballon Ross say it's smaller than that. I don't seem to get that. The lug to lug inside there is 24mm. The outer bit though, because it's designed to blend in, is 34mm. So that gives you an idea. But let's face it, look at that dial. It is amazing. It looks superb. There is just so much going on there. I really, really like it. Is it going to go? Ah, there we go. That's focusing now. It's got so many facets to that skull. It makes it absolutely amazing. There's so much depth to it. As you can see, all these multifaceted areas around here. I love the little details, like the left eye there does have the Ballon Ross logo in there. And on the dial is printed Ballon Ross, as two of the hour markers on here. It just looks superb. And it's got a bit of a party piece. Now, if I wind this watch, watch the jawbone. As you wind it, the jawbone goes up and down, which gives you the ability to leave the jaw wide open, or you can leave it in a more closed position. I think that looks absolutely superb. So anyway, let's talk a bit more about this dial, or lack of dial really. I like the fact that they actually screw the whole movement to the case from the front and back here. And these screws are lovely and polished, and there is not a single mark on them at all. I think that looks absolutely superb. I'd hate to be the watchmaker who has to do those up. So there you go. The actual hands, chamfered on the ends. We've got brushwork in the centre there, and plenty of loom, surprisingly, on the tips of these hands. I was surprised just how good the actual loom was, really. Up above here, we have the balance wheel, which is spinning round at 8 beats. You actually get 8 beats per second out of this, which is a bit of a shame because you don't actually see it because there's no second hand. So that's a little bit of a shame. But I'm surprised they didn't drop down the beat rate so they actually get a longer power reserve, as you don't need such a high beat rate when you don't have a second hand on there, which is quite surprising really, but there you go. So overall, I love the fact you can see through. I love that you can see these gear train actually moving there. It just looks right, I think. I think it really is a cool looking watch. As we come past this, as I say, the hour markers printed on sapphire crystal up there does also have AR coating, but just check out the chamfer work they've done here. It is so sharp and nice. It really has done a great job on there. AR coating, as I say. So anyway, we have this brushwork going along on these big chamfers on top there, and round the side it is polished. Now, I should point out actually the crown isn't a screw down crown. It does have 50 meters of water resistancy. Now, contrary to belief, 50 meters doesn't mean you can take it down 50 meters and it will be perfectly fine. Realistically, it means washing your hands, washing the car, that kind of thing is gonna be okay. but don't take it more than that, because otherwise you will have problems. 50 meter just means you can get it wet. 30 meters means don't get it anywhere near water. So that is one thing to be aware of. As we look round the back of this watch, we have a slightly different type of bronze going on, both this and the clasp, as these are contact areas which touch your skin. Now, if you just have normal brass left in contact with your skin, you can actually get a horrible green effect on the back of your wrist, but this has a special type of brass which will not do that. As I say, limited to 500 pieces. I like the fact that they've even gone to, they've done all this nice decoration work on the back as well. It really is a nice looking movement. They call it the BR Caliber 210. Now, that's a 21 joule movement with 50 hours of power reserve. I did put it on the time graph, but in all fairness, I don't know the lift angle of this watch. But the amplitude looked right, so it looked like it was doing around about plus 3 seconds a day. So perfectly okay within chronometer specs, so no problem there at all. But it just looks superb, I think. Now, the actual strap on this watch is one of their silicone straps. You have two keepers, one which is kind of semi-fixed with these little lugs down here, and one which floats. And to be fair, it doesn't float that far because of the great taper on this watch. The actual clasp itself is signed up, and it's a big chunky buckle type on there, which I think looks really good. I quite like these straps. I think they are very good. Let me show you it on my wrist so you get an idea how it looks. Let's zoom out here. He says these gloves don't like my camera. There we go. So a quick wrist check. I'm wearing the Larco Sports model there, which I absolutely love this watch, on a brand new strap from John over at Black Island Watches. He does some amazing straps at great prices. Now, Mr. Bob, what are you wearing over there, sir? He's got a new Zodiac on there, new Zodiac Chrono, and I think that is a cracking looking watch. Now, my wrist size is 7¼ inches. So let's see how it actually looks on there. Let's just put this on. I say gloves do hinder all this kind of stuff, but there you go. It's surprisingly, I think, not that chunky. It's not the best camera angle for it really, but it's surprisingly comfortable. It doesn't feel big and cumbersome at all, but I just think it is a real statement piece. It will get attention wherever you go. If you wear this out, you're going to have people asking about this watch. Absolutely no ifs or buts there. It really does look the part. If you've got any questions about this watch, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll always try and get back to you. And as I say, if you want one of these watches, check out Francis Gaye's website. I believe they only have the one, and this watch is, once it's gone, it's gone. You're never going to see it again. Okay, guys, all the best, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Bye.